How do you build a dynamic scatter plot in Tableau? In this example, I have two axes named axis 1 and axis 2, and I can change them with parameters. So if I want axis 2 to be quantity, I can change that to quantity, and if I want it to be profit ratio, I can change it to be profit ratio. Let's take a look at how to build that in Tableau. First thing I need to do is create parameters. I'm going to create two parameters, one called axis 1. This is a string value. Give the user a list. They can choose between sales, profit, quantity, and profit ratio. Click OK. I'm going to duplicate that to be axis 2. And click the drop down, duplicate, and rename this to be called axis 2. Exact same thing. Now I need to build the axes for the scatter plot. I click on the drop down, create calculated field. Let's call this axis 1. I'm going to use a case statement. Case axis 1, whatever the user chose in axis 1, when sales, then sum of sales. You'll see why I need to aggregate in this example. It is possible in your work that you won't need to include sum, but I'm going to include it here. When profit, then sum of profit. When quantity, then sum of quantity. And when profit ratio, then just profit ratio. Profit ratio is already a calculation, which is sum of profit divided by sum of sales, so it's already an aggregate. I cannot sum it up. And at the end of my case statement, click apply and OK. I'm going to duplicate that. Click the drop down on axis 1, click duplicate, and let's edit this guy to change to be used for axis 2. I'm going to rename it to axis 2. And instead of referencing axis 1 parameter, we're going to be referencing axis 2 parameter. Click apply, and OK. Now I put axis 1 on columns, axis 2 on rows, show my parameters. Click analysis and disaggregate my measures. And I have a scatter plot. The axes are both set to sales, so of course as sales goes up by 1, the other axis of sales goes up by 1 as well. I can change this to profit, and I can change it to quantity, and change it to profit ratio. And that's a dynamic scatter plot. Hope that helps.